Town Board meeting for the town of Enfield on Friday, January 13th at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom and at the Enfield Town Courthouse. We will start with privilege of the floor. Would anyone like to speak for privilege of the floor? All right, go ahead, Robert. Or sorry, not Robert, James.
We look similar.
Yeah.
Hi. Yesterday or Wednesday, I received a note from a constituent that I'll read it. It said James Ricks. And there was a picture of some Native Americans that had fought in World War II in it. The person very kindly said, James Ricks, council person, I wonder what these people in this article would think about you and other board members not at least standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and about all the benefits you get from the United States government, like the paycheck you cash. You are part of the government that you condemn. Bringing up the past does not give credit or gratitude for the current benefits you and I enjoy. Well, I thought it was a really lovely note, something that I should pay attention to. I do have a few discrepancies though with the statements. First, with notifying or highlighting the Native Americans that fought. I assume it was the Code Talkers in World War II, and they did a great job in helping America win the war in the Pacific. And I do remember President Trump giving some of the Code Walkers an award under the picture of Andrew Jackson, the father of the American Indian removal. I thought that was a little questionable. And my thing about standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which I said a number of times, that I feel it's not a true statement. Not about anything about condemning my government. I don't remember doing that. And I do like my paycheck, so I don't want my constituents to get angry with me, but yeah, I didn't bring up the past except saying that my uncle was killed in World War II by American soldiers because they didn't like who his girlfriend was in Switzerland. I don't think people are hearing me when I say that. And I do, I mean, I hear some of our constituents come back, say they were wounded, and I respect that. I feel for them and I respect their sacrifice, truly I do. But my grandson approached me and asked me, did he have to say the Pledge of Allegiance because he had watched Trump forgive a lot of people that got convicted of money laundering and things. And he said, well, it seems like different people, according to what their financial status or their political statuses, get a different justice than other people. And it kind of spoke to liberty and justice for all. And I would say it, if it was true, I would stand up and say it with everybody else. But I honestly don't think it's true. And I can't stand here and put my hand on my heart and pledge to something that I don't actually think is accurate. That's all. And I do appreciate the note. And I would love to sit with this person and discuss why they feel the way they do and why I feel the way I do, because that's the only way you can sustainably progress forward with some honest conversation. I didn't mean to offend anyone.
Thank you, James. Anyone else for privilege of the floor?
I would normally stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, but I know we have a member of our town board management team who is eager to get her audit done, so I will dispense with that tonight.
Anyone else for privilege of the floor? Anyone online can use the raise your hand button or *9 button. Okay, additions or changes, we will go into executive session at the end of the meeting tonight to discuss a personnel issue. Any other additions or changes? Any correspondence? Okay. Oh, sorry. We have a resident, Thomas Carver. You should be able to unmute yourself. There you go.
Hi, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. All right. So it's an honor to be here. This is actually my first time coming over this board meeting with all of the amazing constituents to talk about, you know, daily life issues here and there, as well as not only like inside of the town and what we want to talk about, but rather we want to like enlarge and have a really cool and interesting civil discussion. And my question is just, what are the protocols really? And that's about it.
What are the what?
Protocols.
Oh, what are the protocols for the meeting?
Yeah, or rules.
So we have privilege of the floor at the beginning and people can speak for 3 minutes during that time. They can say whatever they like. Of course, we do have codes of conduct, so keep it appropriate. And then we will go on through our meeting. When it's a regular meeting, we also have privilege of floor at the end. So those are the 2 times when our residents can go ahead and speak however they would like to, say what they would like and weigh in on issues.
Cool. All right.
If there are issues that you would like our board to address, you can send an email to the town board at townboard@townofenfield.org, and we can always get those on the agenda too.
Okay.
And we also, just to let you know, we have many advocacy committees within our town that you're welcome to join, everything from a beautification committee to, water protection committee and lots of others.
Is water like a major issue going on?
We do have our water protection committee that's been formed for several years now, and they've been working on different measures to protect water quality in our aquifer in Enfield.
Okay.
Thank you for your questions.
Thank you.
We're glad you're attending. Okay. So first, we're going to have the audit of the town justice books. Hi, Betty.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, I guess.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the checklist, and you're welcome to respond. We do have your report here too, though, so we can always go off that if needed.
Okay,
So I'm going to start with cash receipts book. Our pre-numbered receipt forms issued for all collections.
yes, they are.
Are duplicate receipts kept for court records?
Yes,
Are receipts recorded up to date?
yes.
Last recorded receipt, number, date, and amount.
Bear with me here. Last recorded receipt was 12937 in the amount of $193.
Oh, sorry, and what was the date?
That was actually on 28th, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Is the receipt book maintained in a manner to identify date received, payer, and the amount of fines, fees, bails, or other categories of collection?
Yes, they are.
Are deposits identified?
Yes, they are.
Are duplicate deposit slips kept for court records?
We run them off from, we ran them off from the court program. And, but as far as a duplicate receipt, I have the receipt stapled to the report that we get from the court program.
Okay. Are deposits made within 72 hours of collection?
No, not always.
Do you want to make any other statement with that?
No,
Okay. Are deposits recorded up to date?
yes,
Last recorded deposit, date, and amount?
12/28 in the amount of $1,637 even.
Okay. Is the receipt book totaled and summarized at the end of each month?
The receipt book.
Yep.
That's what the deposit is, yes. So I would say,
Last month totaled and summarized?
yes,
Have they looked- I
December.
think- Oh, okay, December, got it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, next section, cash disbursements book. Are pre-numbered checks used for all disbursements other than petty cash?
Yes,
Are all checks signed by the justice?
they can only be signed by the justice or an authorized signer, I do believe. I believe I spoke to you about that.
Are canceled checks or check images returned with bank statements and kept for court records?
Yes, they are. They come with this statement.
Okay. Are checks recorded up to date?
Yes,
Last recorded check, number, date, and amount.
in the regular, the check number 645. Oh, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong one. I'm in the bail account, I believe. No, excuse me, 697. And that was to the New York State Justice Court Fund. I believe I sent all of you a copy of a letter.
Yep. Do you have the date and the amount for that one?
That was on 1/8 in the amount of $20.09.
Okay. Next section, bank reconciliations. Are bank accounts reconciled promptly after bank statements are received?
Yes,
Last bank reconciliation for each bank account, date performed and month ending.
okay, month ending November 30th. I haven't obviously been in court. I'm sorry. Was in November and it was a 0.
So, and okay,
I do have your check for December. I
Okay.
just get down there.
okay, next section, additional supporting records. Is a list of bail maintained?
Yes,
Is a record of uncollected installment payments maintained?
we did not collect installments.
Okay, next section, dockets and case files. Are separate dockets maintained for various classifications of cases such as vehicle and traffic, criminal, civil, and small claims?
Small claims falls under civil, so yes.
Are case files maintained for all cases? If manual,
Yes.
an index is an alphabetical list of cases with case numbers as cross-reference.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Are case files maintained for all cases? If manual, an index is an alphabetical list of cases with case numbers as a cross-reference.
Yes, they're docket numbers.
Okay. Do dockets for disposed cases appear to be complete?
Yes,
Do dockets for disposed cases agree with amounts reported?
yes,
Cash book reconciliation. Is the cash book reconciled to adjust bank balances at the end of each month?
they balance each month. Yes,
Does the cash book total agree with the bank reconciliation and supporting information?
yes,
Last cash reconciliation, date performed, month ending.
November of 2022, because I have not gotten the December statement.
And was that
And
also,
it did. It did
Okay.
balance, and that was on November 30th.
30th? Okay. Okay, next section, reports to the Division of Criminal Justice Service. Are reports made timely to the Division of Criminal Justice Services?
Everyone except for this December because I haven't been in and I'm not sure. I've got to talk to Tom about that so I can get that sent in. But like I said, I have your copy of the month and the report and your check.
Has the court received any notices regarding late reporting?
No,
Next section, reports to the Justice Court Fund. Are reports made timely to the Justice Court Fund?
yes, they are, with the exception of December.
Do reported amounts agree with docket disposition and case files?
Yes,
Do reported amounts agree with cash receipt and disbursement books?
yes.
Last report submitted month ending, date, and amount.
Okay. Which report are you speaking of?
Do reported amounts agree with, so this is the Justice Court Fund.
Yes,
Do report, okay,
you
and
get
then-
you get a copy every month as well. And also you get one from, I think the Office of the State Controller.
so I'm gonna assume that was also on November 30th that it was submitted?
Yeah, yes,
And do you have the total amount for that?
for November 30th.
Yep.
Yes. It was 0.
Okay. Has the court received any notices regarding late reporting?
No, I think you asked that.
Okay, getting there. Reporting to the Department of Motor Vehicles, the TSLED program. Has the court,
TSLED.
received- yep, has the court received any notices regarding pending cases?
No,
Are reports from TSLED to the court maintained and utilized?
I haven't done them since October.
Last TSLED report available date?
October, I believe.
Okay, how many cases are shown as pending in the last TSLED report? 0, right?
Yes,
Is the number of TSLED, or is the number of pending cases reasonable? Say yes,
Mm.
right?
I would say. This is all new.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I think that's it. Do you want any comment in the overall evaluation?
No, only that, I'm gonna miss everyone. And after 33 plus years of civil service, it was an honor and a privilege to serve Enfield and other townships. And I wanted you to know, it's taken me a while, but I've been able to, I think you did see my note indicating that $2 check that I had been carrying, but after 6 months, they become null and void, I found. And also the excess funds in the account, I submitted a check to the New York State Justice Court Fund for $20.09. I believe you have a copy of that letter as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Betty. I
Betty.
really appreciate that you're willing to step on here tonight and lead us through this.
I'm happy to be here, but it's bittersweet. Let's just put it that way.
Well, we definitely thank you for your service, Betty.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Judge Poole, for your service. Be well, please.
Thank you very,
Yes,
very
thank
much.
you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Okay, so next we have the town clerk books. Are you ready for the next appendix?
Is cash receipts journal up to date? Is the cash receipts journal maintained in a manner that identifies the date received, payer, purpose, and amount either individually or totals reference to subsidiary receipts records?
Yes,
Are undeposited cash receipts safeguarded?
yes,
Are duplicate deposit slips kept?
yep,
Do deposit amounts agree with cash receipt amounts?
yes,
Are deposits made timely, no later than the third business day after $250 has been collected and records up to date?
yes.
Last recorded date deposit?
December 30th, 22. $302.
Is the cash receipts journal totaled and summarized monthly?
Yes,
Is the cash disbursements journal up to date?
yes,
Is the cash disbursements journal maintained in a manner to identify amounts dispersed either individually or totals referenced to abstracts or payrolls?
yes,
Are pre-numbered checks used for all I can't say it, disbursements? They're made by check.
yes,
Are all checks signed by the town clerk?
yes,
Are canceled checks or check images returned with bank statements and maintained on file?
yes,
Are all unused checks properly controlled blank check stock?
yes,
Are check record recorded up to date?
yes.
Last recorded check number,
2158,
date,
December 12th, 22. An amount of $1,107.82.
are bank accounts reconciled?
Yes,
By whom?
myself, the clerk,
How often?
monthly,
And who verifies or reviews?
the deputy town clerk.
Is the bank reconciliation performed timely after the bank statement is received?
Yes,
That's bank reconciliation for each bank statement.
yep, so it's for the clerk checking. We only have one checking account for the town clerk. And that was performed on the 2nd of January of 23 for the month ending of December of 22.
Thank you. Our reconciliated, why I can't get the word out today. Documented and available for review.
Yes,
Does that word bank balance agree with the cash balance recorded in the accounting records?
yes,
Has the bank pledged adequate eligible securities to protect town clerk deposits that exceed FDIC insurances if applicable?
I'm gonna say yes, because I assume that's correct. Let's see.
Is accountability, the town clerk owes determined at the end of each month?
Yes,
Does the accountability amount agree with the bank reconciliation and supporting records?
yes,
Are unissued licenses and permits, dog licenses safeguarded?
yep, they're locked and filing cabinets.
Are revenues from town clerk fees comparable with those of previous years?
Yes,
Are monthly reports and payments made timely to the supervisor?
yes,
Are monthly reports and payments made timely to the other agencies?
yes,
Do reported amounts of monthly reports agree with cash receipts and disbursement books?
yes,
Receivables. Are receivable control accounts maintained?
I don't have receivables. We don't do water and whatnot.
So just put no and then put a little note beside that.
No.
No water district or something like that.
Is there education there? Doesn't matter.
All right, you're up, Jamie.
Any comments?
Oh, yes, there's a little comment.
I
there.
think for the most part, we're really good. We had about 7 less dogs licensed this last year pretty much everything else was on par. We're doing more with decal sales, so it's pretty comparable.
Mhm.
Yeah, before I start, either with the questions for the court and for the bookkeeper, mine aren't the same. They're kind of similar, but
You're,
the questions are different.
Yeah, you've got the tax collector.
you have the tax
questions.
collector, so you will ask
You're
her
the
that,
next person.
you ask Mary the tax collector one.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I had the right paper for the bookkeeper and whatnot, but they were different questions than
Here, can
what
I see?
Cassandra was asking her. And with the court too, it was different. Kind of similar, but then it kind of veered off into different.
Mine were the same.
This is the exact same sheet that I have, that I was asking from.
Excuse me,
This is the exact same sheet that I had, that I was asking from.
which one is that?
This is the justice one.
The justice one was one, what we did for Judge Poole.
Okay.
That was the
I
first
saw
one.
different questions, but
Okay.
maybe it's me.
As long as you
Getting
got
all my-
appendix E,
my eyes are-
that's fine.
Okay. This is for the
Tax collector.
tax collector.
So Mary is officially our tax collector.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Is a copy of the collector or receiver settlement sheet available?
Yes,
Have all settlements, issues, concerns been adequately resolved?
yes,
James, make sure that you're marking down what she says on the sheet so that we can turn that in for a record to be kept on
Okay.
file.
Okay. Is the bank account
Reconciled.
Okay, that's
Nobody
me.
can say
Reconciled.
reconciled.
reconciled after the bank statements are received?
yes.
Reconciliation.
That was performed on January 2nd, 2023 for the month ending of December 2022.
Okay. Can you repeat those dates?
Do you want me to write? Well, you. ask-
January
well, no, 'cause you
2nd.
don't.
Okay, here,
Do we have a second one of those that James
No.
could use to ask from?
I'm good. Can I get those dates again?
January 2nd, 2023. For the date performed, and the month ending was December
Mhm.
of 22.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, tax collectors. Bank account balance should be 0 at the beginning of the collection period.
That is correct, yes.
Mhm.
Is the cash receipts journal maintained in a manner sufficient to identify the date received, payer, tax account number, tax amount, interest amount, and other appropriate information?
Yes,
Are deposits identified?
yes,
Are duplicate deposit slips kept?
yes,
Do deposit amounts agree with the cash receipts amount?
yes,
Are bank deposits timely or for towns within 24 hours of collection?
yes,
Cash disbursements. Are pre-numbered checks used for all disbursements other than petty cash?
yes,
Are all checks signed by the tax collector or receiver?
yes,
Are canceled checks or check images returned with bank statements and maintained on file?
yes,
Deposit protection. Has the bank pledged adequate eligible securities to protect tax collector deposits that exceed FDIC insurance protection when applicable?
yes.
I can affirm that.
That's been a question in past years, I think.
Yeah, last year I
Yeah.
wasn't sure, but I.
We had to track them down a couple times and get the confirmation, but yes,
I
they
get
are.
statements
Yeah.
that show that.
Okay, general recording requirements for tax collecting officers. Are payments made at least weekly to the supervisor?
Yes, during tax season.
Are receipt forms issued by the supervisor to acknowledge collection?
Yes,
Are payments made timely to the county treasurer?
yes,
Accountability. Are penalties assessed, collected on late payments?
yes,
Is the total amount of penalties collected on overdue real property taxes comparable with that collected in previous years? Do the amounts look reasonable?
Yes.
Is the tax collector or receiver treating his or her own tax bills properly, i.e. penalties if required?
I assume that means my personal ones. Yes, I have an escrow, so my bank pays it.
Are interest earnings remitted to the supervisor and or county as appropriate?
We don't earn interest.
So put no and then say we don't earn it, just,
It's not applicable, really.
yeah, NA.
Are there significant safeguards for the protection of assets and cash, such as a safe or locked file cabinet, offices with locks on the doors, regular deposits of cash, etc.?
Yes.
You did well.
Any comment? Okay, I'm gonna give a quick text to the fire to let them know we're finishing up here.
I just want to say that I handed out a checklist to everyone that I've completed. I'm sure you're going to want to read it out loud for the record, but you all have a copy of my checklist that also has some of the data in it that is requested, so.
And my only comment would be, actually, I'm gonna ask those that have completed these, if you could put your name at the top. Because I keep them as part of a record. So they know. I'll get you afterwards.
I presume as soon as Supervisor Redmond gets through, I am going to be doing the checklist for Chief Fiscal Officer's records.
Yes. I couldn't read your writing in one of the things, so I might ask you to.
Oh, that's fine. I'll say it out loud because
Okay.
we'll go through the checklist. That's fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bit of a keener, that's the problem.
And if anybody would like to look at my books afterwards, you're more than welcome, and you can show you kind of what we went over.
Okay. We are ready. Thank you, Lexi, for getting this ready for us.
All right, are we ready for the Chief Fiscal Officer's records?
Yep.
Okay, I will ask the first category, cash receipts. Is the cash receipts journal up to date?
Yes,
Is the cash receipts journal maintained in a manner that identifies the date, received, payer, purpose, and the amount either individually or totally referenced to subsidiary receipt records?
yes,
Are undeposited cash receipts safeguarded?
yes,
Are duplicate deposit slips kept?
yes,
All right. Do deposit amounts agree with the cash receipt amounts?
yes,
Are deposits made timely and recorded up to date?
yes.
And what was the last date recorded for a deposit?
So I have a date for the highway and a date for the general. So for the
Okay.
highway, the last recorded deposit was 12/23/22. And it was in the amount of $66,812.17.
That's $66,812.17.
That's correct.
And then,
And for the A fund for general, the last deposit was 12/7/22.
mhm,
And the amount was $44,182.02.
$44,182.02.
That's correct.
Correct. Next question. Is the cash receipts journal totaled and summarized monthly?
Yes,
Next category, cash disbursements. Is the cash disbursements journal up to date?
yes,
Is the cash disbursements journal maintained in a manner to identify amounts dispersed either individually or totals referenced to abstracts or payrolls?
yes,
Are pre-numbered checks used for all disbursements
Yes,
other than petty cash?
sorry, yes. And we don't use petty cash.
Are all checks signed by the chief fiscal officer and co-signed if required?
Yes,
If checks are signed electronically, is the signature stamp or software in the custody and control of the chief fiscal officer?
that's not applicable. 'cause
Not
we don't
applicable.
Do electronic signatures.
Correct. Are canceled checks or check images returned with bank statements and maintained on file?
Yes,
We're lucky, a lot of banks don't. Are all unused checks properly controlled?
yes,
Are checks recorded up to date?
yes. So
And the last recorded check?
So for the highway DA fund, the
Mhm.
last recorded check was number 3441. The date was 12/27/22. The amount was $180.
Okay,
In the A fund, the last check recorded was 3641.
3641,
That's
correct?
correct. And the date was 12/27/22.
Mhm.
And the amount was $125. And then there was also a check in the SF fund.
Mhm.
That's also check 3641 in the amount of $5,442.75.
Mhm. Okay, and what was the date on that?
Also 12/27/22.
Mhm. All right, thank you. And we continue. Is the cash disbursements journal totaled and summarized monthly?
Yes,
Are payments supported by appropriate documentation?
yes. Those are all the vouchers you folks review every.
Next page. Cash reconciliations. Are bank accounts reconciled
Yes,
and by whom?
myself, the bookkeeper,
Okay. And how often?
monthly.
And who reviews and verifies them?
The town supervisor.
Next question. Is the bank reconciliation performed by a person whose job duties do not include maintaining either the cash receipts or disbursements journals or receiving or dispersing cash?
No. Because I do all of those things.
Okay. Mhm. Next question. Is the bank reconciliation performed timely after the bank statement is received?
Yes,
And now it says last bank reconciliation for each bank account. And
yes. So you have many bank accounts.
right?
And they're all here. So if you wanted to look at them, you could.
Mhm.
But they're all performed at the same time. In this case, for December, I reconciled everything on January 10th.
Mhm.
Usually it's earlier, but it's the end of the year.
So, okay, so
So
I'll
I-
say bank account is several.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all here, but there's quite a few. You wouldn't want to list them all.
Okay.
You'd be here a while.
And the month would be ending December?
December. Mhm.
Okay. All right, I guess that answers that question. Are reconciliations documented and available for review?
Yes,
Does the reconciled bank balance agree with the cash balance recorded in the accounting records?
yes,
Next category, receivables. Are receivable control accounts maintained?
that's not applicable because we don't have them.
Okay. Is there indication that the receivable control accounts are reconciled to the detailed subsidiary records?
That's also not.
Not applicable. Thank you. Investment records. Is an investment record maintained?
That's not applicable. We
No.
don't have investments like that.
And there's very limited opportunity for towns to invest money anyway, so,
There is, unless you have a lot of money.
right.
So,
So it's not like the average person where you can just go out and call and contact your stockbroker or something like
No,
that. That doesn't
It's
work.
not.
Let's get back to the report. Is the record complete and up to date? I presume that's not applicable.
Correct.
All right. Deposit protection. Has the bank pledged adequate eligible securities to protect deposits and investments under the custody of the chief fiscal officer that exceed FDIC insurance protection?
Yes.
Again, that was a question in past years, but it's been taken care of.
Yes.
All right, we continue. Indebtedness records. It says this record is maintained by the clerk in certain local governments, but I must ask a question. Is an indebtedness register maintained?
Yes.
Okay. Is the register complete and up to date?
Yes.
Property records. Are property records maintained?
Yes.
Are the records up to date?
Yes.
Are all fixed assets included in the records?
I'm going to say yes, because I did a very thorough work to try to get all that put together for your last year. And so I'm pretty confident they're all included.
Mhm. Okay, I'm just gonna make a note on this.
I might have said no last year, but I'm
Okay.
feel pretty good about it this year.
Next question. Are physical inventories taken and compared to the records?
So the answer here is yes and no, because in the
Mhm.
highway department, the superintendent does do a physical inventory every year, and I do compare that. But a physical inventory isn't taken of every other, like
Mhm.
table, chair, whatever it is the town has. So yes and no, probably the most expensive assets, that would be yes. So
Mhm. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. Next question, financial reporting. Are interim reports such as budget, actual, trial balances, etc., prepared?
yes,
Are the reports distributed to the governing board and department heads?
yes,
Does total year-end recorded cash agree with that reported in the annual financial report?
I would say yes, although I haven't actually prepared the AUD yet, but yes,
Mm,
it's pretty early.
Payrolls. Are payrolls certified, approved by the appropriate official?
Yes,
Are pay rates in accordance with collective bargaining agreements and other lawful employment contracts or board resolutions?
yes,
Is leave time accounted for?
yes.
And the only other thing is for your comments, if you have any.
I would just say that all my records, I mean, I brought them out here. You don't have to look at them, but you can see that everything's prepared and Stephanie has reviewed and signed off on everything, whether
Mhm.
it's the bank recs or the payrolls or whatever.
Mhm.
So, and if anybody ever wanted to understand more about that, they're welcome to ask me anytime.
Okay. I thank you very much for your service, Blixie. You have been a great bookkeeper for this past year, and I'm glad you're on board
Thank
for
you.
this next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stepped up our professionalism in this town for sure. Any other discussion regarding the audit findings?
We got everything done?
Okay, then I'm going to move the resolution acceptance of audits. Second, any discussion? Mary, we call the vote?
Councilperson Hinkle?
Aye.
Councilperson Lundkey? Councilperson Lynch?
Aye.
Councilperson Ricks?
All right.
Supervisor Redmond?
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, so now we will go into executive session. I will be closing both the audio and the video for this boardroom.
I think we have to
And-
have a motion to go into executive session, do we not?
Yeah, we
I
will.
think-
Just to make everybody aware, though, we will be calling in Jude. I'll put her on speakerphone. Are you going to be leaving now?
I will. I will
Okay,
skedaddle right
sorry.
now, Sorry.
And we
That's
probably
okay.
should notify the public. Are we expecting to take any action following?
I do not think we will take any action. However, if we do, we will have to come back out of executive session to make any action.
So I guess the answer to the public is maybe.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, we gotta go ahead and, I will make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? Mary, call the vote.
Councilperson Hinkle.
Aye.
Councilperson Lemke.
You're muted.
Councilperson Lynch.
Aye.
Councilperson Ricks.
Aye.
Supervisor Redmond.
Aye.
Carried.
So, go ahead and mute us. And we have the audio on. We are back from our executive session. We have decided to make no motion at this time. And so we have wrapped up our meeting, and I guess at this point I will ask if there's any announcements. And is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, there we go. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Great meeting, great.